Hi, James Hayes with Don's Appliances, joined by my friend Rob Sobak.
Hi.
Hi. So today we're going to talk about features you didn't know you needed that exist on appliances, and boy, are there a bunch.
Yeah, a lot. Just to go right into it, third rack in a dishwasher is a very, very common one. I
Yeah.
know that when people come to shop for dishwashers, they say it's gotta be quiet and it's gotta have a third rack, and that's probably what 75% of the dishwashers we carry now.
Yeah, it's a very ubiquitous feature. So maybe 20 years ago, there was two brands that had it. Now everybody has it. So that's an easy one to touch on. And in dishwashers, there's a couple of things that exist out there, but that's the most common one. Most people were after water softeners, maybe.
I was going to say in our area, the water softener feature is a really good one.
Yeah.
Adjustable racks in a dishwasher.
Sure.
Now, that's probably 95% of the dishwashers that we carry.
Yeah.
But a lot of customers don't even know their current ones do that.
Yeah. And then what's really cool is in the Whirlpool family, Maytag KitchenAid self-cleaning filtration.
Yeah, that's right. AKA the disposal, a smaller one, granted.
Yeah.
But the old dishwashers, like the old Hobarts and the old KitchenAids back in the day, had a real hard food disposal in them, and that's why they didn't need a filter.
Yeah. And then maybe Wi-Fi on a dishwasher.
I mean, yeah, you don't know that you need it because you don't have it, but you have auto replenishment with Amazon Alexa on a lot of these models.
Yeah.
It'll keep track of when you order it, when it comes, how many cycles you've ran, how many are left in that quantity amount that you ordered. Notifying that your rinse aid is out. Most dishwashers, you can't even tell when it's out of rinse aid until your dishes don't get dry. So, I mean, there's value there, I suppose.
Yeah, and Wi-Fi in general on appliances. A lot of people, when they come in, they don't realize how many appliances are smart connected today, or they don't understand it, or some people are very adamantly just against it. But I think it's a really neat feature if you're looking at like cooking, and we're going to probably segue off into some other features you can do with it. But on cooking, remote starting, sure, that's a possibility. If you wanted to set it up, you kind of have to prep it before you leave, but you can remote start.
You're going to do it.
And then you can do it when you're on your way home, so your oven's preheated. So if you're in a hurry, you're good to go there. But then you can also there's something called a temperature probe that exists in a lot of these things today. And you can program a temperature probe from the oven controls typically, but it's easier to kind of do from your phone, and then you can get push notifications. So if you don't know what a temperature probe does, it's exactly what it sounds like. The other day we had done like a corned beef here in the store because it was St. Patty's Day weekend. And we just popped the probe in, set the oven up, and when it hit 195, it would send a notification and let us know the food's done. It takes all the guesswork out. So if you were cooking something, you want to go sit on the back porch and have a beer with a couple friends, you can get a notification to a smartwatch or something, and then when your food's done. It takes all the guesswork out of it for you.
And to that point, with the remote enable, you have to know that you're going to be turning it on remotely.
Yeah.
But if you're at home and getting those push notifications, you don't have to have remote enable on to turn the oven off.
Yes.
So that's an important point, because if you go and set it and then the probe hits temp and you're wherever you are, you can just shut it down from your phone, your tablet, your smartwatch, whatever the case may be. So there's value there in that they don't want you to just willy-nilly be able to turn your oven on from anywhere in the world, but they want you to be able to turn it off.
Sure. And then sticking with smart connectivity on another appliance, maybe somewhere where it's useful, refrigeration.
I just got a text from a designer saying this customer just asked, why are there cameras in my Thermador refrigerator again? So the answer to that would be because it's 2025.
Yeah.
But also, if you connect it to the Home Connect app, Thermador has a very, very in-depth application for all their smart appliances. She can remotely log into her refrigerator and look at every camera angle, and it can show you what's in the actual fridge cavity and in what's in the door. So I do this probably every single time I go grocery shopping. Is we didn't make a list, or we just talked about what we needed, then we got there and we totally forget what we even talked about or what was in the fridge or not. So being able to, there is definitely value there, but I'd say outside of that, and failure, the product breaking and the app notifying you. I'd say that's kind of the limitations of Wi-Fi on the refrigerator.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it keeps track of your water filter, which is going to let you know on the refrigerator. But you at least I have had customers come in with like I know on the GE app it'll tell you what filter you need and everything. It takes kind of the what filter do you need? I don't know. It's right on your app.
Well, and we can attest, being showroom associates for any number of years, the number of brand X water filters that a customer walks in, they say, I need this number, you sell it to them, and they are back the next day because they got the wrong one.
Sure. So, and then also cameras and refrigeration, cool. I think we kind of skipped over cameras and cooking.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing now, too, in your
Far
oven.
more limited versus the fridges. I mean, there's only a couple brands doing it right now, and some way more advanced than others, for sure.
Yeah, I think Miele was the first brand I noticed that really had it, and then basically it's just a top-down camera, so you can check your oven, see what's going on with your food without opening the door. But then Samsung kind of took it and ran with it. You have actual AI technology in there now that can actually, when you put the food in, it will recognize it. And if you're putting in a tray of Brussels sprouts, it'll be like, oh, you're doing Brussels sprouts. We should roast these to 350 degrees for 25 minutes or whatever it recommends.
And if you have your TikTok linked into your Smart Things app, then it will prompt you, do you want to take a time-lapse video of what you're cooking?
Yeah.
And it will video the entire cook, the entire way through, chop it down, and you can upload it directly.
Yeah, the culinary influencers might enjoy that one. And
Culinary influencers.
And then Signature Kitchen Suites, actually, which is LG's high-end brand, just introduced that in their new wall oven as well. So you can actually do all those same features there.
And that's in a steam-assisted oven with a halogen speed oven microwave on the top unit for the combo, and then a double oven available as well. So, and it's similar AI capabilities.
Yeah, 100%. You know what? It's become really popular the past 2 years. I mean, it's GE's #1 selling SKU, but those all-in-one laundries.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of customers don't realize they exist. As a 40-year-old bachelor with no kids, is terrible at doing laundry. I wish I had that.
I can see the value for you.
Yeah, I know for a fact there's a load of laundry in my washer right now. I forgot to move over last night. Wouldn't it be great if it was dry right now?
To that point, I have regular GE front loaders, and I will get a push notification every 30 minutes after the washer is done saying your laundry's been unattended for 30 minutes. It's damp. You should probably do something about it.
Yeah.
But that all-in-one with the remote capabilities on top of it, and the fact that there's no flipping over to the dryer. Depending on who's in the home, we've done videos on this prior, where if you're in a family household, let's talk 4+ people, you might buy 2 probably. But for less than that, and depending on who does what for work, it can make a ton of sense to be able to do a full load of laundry without touching it in I think it's 2 hours and 20 minutes or something along those lines. So there's definitely value there. And then as far as utilities, all you need is a 110 volt plug, hot water, cold water, and a drain.
Yeah.
No 220, no gas, no ventilation.
Sure. And there's probably other things out there that we're missing on.
Oh, a lot of things.
Induction, but I don't think we have time to get into that because that's like a whole other category. So
if you want to learn about them,
go to donsappliances.com or come see me.
Come to the store, see James. He'll show you all the fanciest things, all the newest things, all the features you didn't know existed. And he's the ambassador for the brands that really, really push the envelope when it comes to technology.